It is a new start for this man, Coach Prime and his Buffaloes of Colorado. There is no Deion Sanders on the roster. There is a defense for the Buffs now. That one of 3 first-quarter turnovers. Hey, listen, the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech, the first FBS team in 15 years to turn the football over on their first 3 possessions, and Caden Salter turns it into a touchdown, finding DeKalen Taylor on the pitching catch. It's 7-0 Buffs. Salter, the transfer from Liberty, threw for $159 in that score, but Haynes King would settle down for these Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Haynes King is in for 6, a dual threat. He now is over 5,000 passing yards in his career and 1,000 rushing yards in his career. And he said, they called my number, I did my job, I followed my blockers, the rest is history. Yeah, doing more of that in the third quarter. His 23rd rushing touchdown of his career. It's a 20-13 Georgia Tech lead. Here comes Salter. However, listen, he can run. Okay, Caden Salter is a dual threat. Matter of fact, Coach Prime said he wished that his quarterback had run more to give Georgia Tech more to respect. He was ruled down, but you see that shin gets over the goal line on review. So it's a 15-play, 75-yard touchdown drive. We're tied at 20. King faking the pitch, somehow gets through the Buffaloes. Somehow gets through the Buffs. These Buffs had more problems with Yellow Jackets.
You're going there?
Than Thomas J. and Micro.
He did it too
he
soon.
needs his glasses.
Too
27-20.
Can't see.
Don't need glasses to see this thing fall and go begging. Listen, Draylon Miller was in the area, but that Hail Mary falls to the floor. That is it. Georgia Tech wins 27-20 for Coach Prime, his first loss in his season opener with the Buffs.
I'm optimistic on everything. We're definitely going to be fine. I'm not concerned about that. And we could have won that game. It's not like we got our butts kicked. Like we could have won that game. They ran the heck out of the ball. They did that, but we had opportunities. Like I'm pretty sure you guys are harping on the opportunities that we didn't take advantage of. So if we take advantage of those opportunities, I have a whole different mood up here right now. So we got to get that fixed, and we will get that fixed.
Got to get it fixed. A defense that gave up 463 total yards of offense. Now, if Colorado wants to turn things around, get to it. According to ESPN analytics, the Buffs are favored to win each of their next 3 games. But after that, Colorado, or as Gary calls it, Rado, only favored to win 1 of their final 8 games of the season. That slate includes Iowa State, Arizona State, and Kansas State.
It's the Ranchise. Gary Streisky back with you on Sports. And a little must-see from Boulder yesterday. Georgia Tech, Colorado. First quarter Yellow Jackets receiving a punt, and that's Eric Rivers. Usually wears number 3.
Wow.
But he had to put the tarpaulin on him because you can't have 2 3s on the field at the same time because there is another number 3 right there, Amari Harvey. So my question is, maybe put the comically large number 43 on the guy who's not integral to returning the punt.
At least he got tackled by the jersey?
Correct. Yeah. Jersey gets an assist on that. The Yellow Jackets, seeing the Yellow Jackets, they don't like to be held down too much, right?
No.
They ended up winning the game, though. Uh-oh.
We are here at the Not Top Touchscreen. We have the freshest of slates ahead of this new college football season. And before we look forward, Gary, what do we have to do?
We got to look back.
We got to look back.
We have to look back. Purdue stringing together a pretty good season up to
Last
this point.
season, they were a tiny 1-8, but at least they were down 2 touchdowns to Penn State.
With an entire half.
Had a chance. This is our favorite not top play from last season. They had a chance.
Let's cut the deficit,
baby.
Cut
the deficit, right, to howl
Here we
the
go.
lead.
Float
He's got
it.
a touchdown. He's open, Gary.
Got it, baby.
Your receiver's open in the corner of the end zone.
Let's go.
Problem is, I'm not even going to put this on the receiver. What? I'm going to put this on the end zone designer.
Yeah, put it on the grounds crew.
Doing too. They Keith Urban this thing. You got parallel lines. And our guy's in the back corner, and he's playing to the boundary of the boundary.
Correct. Yeah.
Like he's playing outside. Problem is, what? Illegal touch.
Well, they're focusing
Gary,
too much on the drum, and they need to be focusing on the corner of the end zone just a little bit too much.
He knew it right away, the receiver did.
Yeah.
Last name Morissette, which got you thinking.
So isn't it ironic?
Yes.
It's like a touchdown catch when you're out of bounds.
Correct.
Don't know the rest of the
yes.
words.
Thank you, flag on the play. So I love the Penn State defender, however.
Yeah.
Looks at the receiver. He's not mad, just disappointed. Look at that look.
He sunned him.
Look at that look.
I'm
just
looking.
Like, what are you? And he saw the Morissette, and he was probably thinking, not the ironic part, he was probably thinking, you know who ought to know?
It's like a free ride when you're already late.
I was going to say, you know who ought to know about being out of bounds is the actual Boilermaker, right?
Guy Fieri?
Who ought to know? You ought to know. Yeah, no, that's Flavortown. And actually, if you've been to West Lafayette,
That's correct.
not utterly devoid of flavor. It's lacking. I'll say that. Also lacking in wins last season. We'll see what the Boilers have this season. College football gets started. Handsome quotient just went through the roof on our program. We have a new face all season long. Harry Douglas, our football analyst, is with us, joining us from game day in Columbus. And Ohio State quarterback Deion Sanders has his work cut out for him. He also has the best wide receiver in football in Jeremiah Smith. The Horns shut Smith down, though, in the postseason last season. How can he best help his young quarterback today?
So, Randy, like you said, Jeremiah Smith is the best player in college football. But with that title, you're going to garner a lot of attention. And that's exactly what Texas did last year. Out in the open field, they double covered him. Down in the tight red zone, they bracketed him as well. So that's going to leave opportunities open for other guys. You look at Carnell Tate last year in that semifinals game. He had 7 catches for over 80-plus yards. Max Clare, a new acquired tight end from Purdue. He's a transfer. He's a guy that can be a security blanket as well for young quarterback Deion Sanders. But the biggest thing he can learn from that game last season is Will Howard took exactly what the defense gave him. He did not force the issue. I think that's what the young quarterback has to do today, and he'll have a great afternoon, I would say.
I like how we say he struggled, and it was 7 grabs for 87 yards for Jeremiah Smith. All right, meanwhile, LSU and Clemson featuring 2 returning quarterbacks. It's a rarity in this year's top 10. Which quarterback are you more confident in today? Is it Garrett Nussmeier or Cade Klubnik?
So give me Cade Klubnik. I think this is a quarterback that's going into the 2025 season with extreme confidence. You look at the wide receiver group that he had. It's one of the best in the country. You look at T.J. Moore, Bryant Westco Jr., and also Antonio Williams. But the thing that separates Cade Klubnik from a lot of people, he is a dual-threat quarterback. One of the things that LSU and their defense struggled with last year is quarterbacks that can tuck the football and run, whether it's design runs, but broken pass plays, being able to do so. So I like Cade Klubnik. I think he's going to have a big season, and it's going to be a big night in Death Valley.
I think Death Valley is going to be rocking tonight. That's a safe bet. Time for the Harry situation of the week. So aside from those 2 games, Harry Douglas, who's the ranked team that has to be the most careful this week?
That's good.
I'm going to go with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And Randy, I'm picking this team to actually win the ball game, but their antennas better be up. Number one, you have to deal with the weather, the heat, the humidity. I played down there numerous of occasions. I had to get IV at the IV. But at the same time, if Miami has the opportunity to minimize the run game of Notre Dame, that's going to force C.J. Carr to beat the Hurricanes with his arm. That's exactly what Miami wants.
All right, I'd like to point out Harry Douglas, who's a sharp-dressed man, is wearing a darn similar purple suit to me.
Let's keep Randy in the dark.
I'd like to point this. I've never looked better myself. Game day ahead, 9 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. HD, appreciate you, sir. Gary, you know what time it is? We're going to start with a rematch of last season's CFP semis when number 1 Texas Gare Bear taking on number 3 Ohio State. They, Gary, might be the preseason top team in the country, but the Horns are dogs, Gary, in this game. Meanwhile, Ohio State looking to keep its 25-game season opening win streak, Gary, very much alive.
Randy, I like this. I like this. You're just getting things going, Rand, man. 3:30 Eastern, number 8 Bama visiting Florida State on Where ABC. Randy, Bama leads the all-time series. This is the first time the Crimson Tide will visit Doak Campbell Stadium. Florida State coming off a 2-10 record last season. Randy, yuck. Their worst on-field record since 1974. That's even before your time, Rand, man.
Yeah, Gary, that yuck felt personal. 7:30 Eastern, the 9th-ranked LSU Tigers will head where, Gary, to the other Death Valley to face number 4 Clemson, also the Tigers. Don't get it confused or twisted. LSU, Gary, trying to earn its first season opening win in the last 5 seasons. While Gare Bear, Clemson is seeking its first win against the SEC team since the 2023 season.
So, Randy, you're saying the Tigers will win, but, Randy, the Tigers will also lose. Finally, Gary, Sunday, number 6 Notre Dame will head down to Hard Rock Stadium. Number 10 Miami freshman C.J. Carr going to make his start on the road for the Irish, while the Canes looking to improve to 18-0, Randman, in their home openers since 2008. Good old Dubski for Streisky right
that's
there.
A dub for the Ranch.
A lot more week 1 to look forward to. Number 24 Tennessee taking on Syracuse, noon Eastern, ABC. The Orange looking for their first win against an AP-ranked SEC team since 1991. Then Monday, talked about it last block, Bill Belichick making his North Carolina debut in Chapel Hill against TCU.
All right, Here's the thing about the start to a season. It is a fresh start. It is a clean slate. There's no reason to revisit what happened last season because forever forward is why. There's a reason that the windshield is bigger than the rear view.
Can't spell windshield without win, and my windshield, it was a little bigger. All right, it's time for the financial freedom portion of the program, the generational wealth building portion of the program.
Yes.
They make us say this part. It's not money advice portion of the program, but if you want to make some, probably best to tell me.
Hey,
we use the 10-game slate from ESPN's College Pick'em contest, which you can actually play along with all season long on the new ESPN app.
That's 500 right
what
there.
was the, what?
That's 500 right there.
That's above 500. So, again, if you want to make some bread, you know, if you don't want to break even, if you don't want to push. So, Randy, start it off. What do you like?
All right, these are my picks, okay? After a 500 season, which will make you money, by the way. Let's have a week one. Give me Texas, especially because when we locked in these picks, I'm getting points with the Longhorns. I love a week one favorite as well. So lay the points with Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama. I like Clemson as well. Ditto for the Utes. Ditto for the Irish as well. I think we're going to contradict on that. I'll lock in my Go for Dose 2-point pick with a Heisman candidacy that we need to pay attention to. Give me South Carolina. Give me South Carolina bigly over Virginia Tech. This one's
real big.
Technically neutral site in the ATL, but let's be real. It's going to be a home game for the Cox. Lenoris Sellers will also launch his Heisman candidacy by throwing for 2 scores and running for at least one.
Now we're just predicting
dual
stat lines.
threat like you read about. South Carolina by double digits.
I have the exact same picks as Randy, but they're different where they count.
Huh?
Except the last game. I have Miami -1.5, which also happens, plus 1.5 rather, which happens to be my 2-point pick.
We do have the same.
And let me tell you why, okay? I'm not going for Miami in the Hurricanes sense. I'm not going for Notre Dame in the Irish and we were playing for a national championship sense. I'm picking Mother Nature today. All right? Miami in August, I'm picking the weather. And you know who's more built for the weather? The student athletes that have been down there getting ready for this game. Give me the U.
You want this, you got that. No way, what you want.